asking. I want to scream for the G.O.P. I want to sit with
TC and Jake. Hey, Jake, it's me recording from the lake trying to talk to you. Do you think that's a successful plan for a Patreon podcast?
The results thus far are not positive. We started an episode about 15 minutes ago and made it 8 seconds. And I almost think we should keep that and play it here because I was pretty bullish. I was like, look, that's 7 good seconds right there.
Yeah. And I'd say we've already blown past our record now, right?
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, you sound okay for now.
Okay.
So if you turn into a robot or the intro from Limp Bizkit here in the next few minutes, we'll probably just try this again in a couple days.
You are known for wanting the worst. That's kind of your big thing.
Mean, because I know that if I want it, I can get it.
Yeah.
It's guaranteed right there.
Is everything going all right so far?
It sounds okay. It's not perfect, but it's better. It's better.
Well.
Did you see Tim Anderson's quote today?
No, what's he got? I can't wait.
He said, I don't have it in front of me, but he said, Tony's like our dad, or Tony's like a parent, and we're the bad little kids who don't listen. It all works out.
Fuck yeah, dude. I love Tim Anderson so much. My Tim Anderson shirt jersey arrived today. I was already at the lake, so please, guys, no one show up to my house and steal the Tim Anderson jersey off of my front porch. But yeah, I got a new
might
Tim
just
Anderson
do that.
jersey. No, please don't do that.
I might just do that. Are you just against...
It's a nice tri-blend. They got the big boy sizes. I'm pretty excited about it overall.
Nice. Are you just anti-portmanteau in general, or do you just not like the term Jersey?
I think that Jersey doesn't roll off the tongue as well as some others. I don't really like Jersey.
I don't like it either. It just sort of showed up on us.
Yeah, I just think saying shirt jersey, I have the luxury of the extra time it takes to pronounce those couple syllables. So why not use it?
Yeah, sure. We haven't talked at all about the Q Shaman guy, right?
Not recently.
And I don't think, at least in a recorded setting. Mm-hmm. What an incredible case, dude.
Yeah.
Have you been keeping up with it?
I mean, I saw his lawyer use the word you asked me not to use anymore.
Yeah. But he also, he had some other terms that eventually you won't be able to use either, but his attorney, the Q Shaman's attorney, called the January 6th rioters fucking short bus people with brain damage on the goddamn spectrum.
Yeah, which,
there was another one he did use, yeah.
As an autistic podcast, we do not allow for that kind of denigration. It's a very ableist statement.
So, he now says in an interview with Forbes this week that his comments on mental health were deliberately provocative and designed to bring public attention to the needs of his client and other alleged rioters.
I would just like to thank him for retaining Marshall Henderson PR and their services as he attempts to control this story.
I love that file. We should
so
get him
good,
on again,
dude. I've got some audio for you today that I think is going to be the focus of the episode, and we veer there a little bit. It's the theme of all of this is trying to PR your way through an active car crash. You're on nothing but a sheet of ice. Your wheels have no traction with the ground. The steering wheel is limp in your hands. And what can you say is the brick wall, the Aubrey McClendon Memorial brick wall comes right rushing towards you.
So any play you make at that point, there are no non-desperate ones.
That's why I like the situation.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I like when you just. Did LeBron think he was in a good spot whenever he's dealing with an eye injury and is damn near half court as he's hoisting it up? But what happened, Jake?
Dub.
He's on to the next round.
Dub over the Dubs. Yeah, so this Trump defense thing is coming up in a lot of these rioter cases. Like they're trying to say, like, look, I mean, what were they going to do? They were vulnerable, and they were subjected to 4 years of propaganda. And that's what this dude's pitching for his guys. That he says he's nonviolent and deeply religious, claiming he entered the Capitol because he thought he was following Trump's wishes. He regrets entering the Capitol, but felt deeply wounded Trump didn't pardon him before leaving office. Which I gotta say, like, it would have been pretty cool if he pardoned everyone, but it's a lot cooler that he was just like, who dis?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go to this fucking mansion in Florida.
Yeah, no, he's deeply
fun.
hurt. I'm deeply engaging in Schadenfreude.
Exactly.
I love hearing that he's deeply hurt.
Yeah.
Really, if you could tell me other things that bother him right now, I would like that.
Well, the first thing that was bothering him, of course, that we heard a lot about was that he was unable to get organic food, which is required by his shamanistic religious beliefs, at both his Phoenix and DC area incarceration stays. So a judge transferred him to a new jail that follows his dietary needs. Because that's 100%
there's a vegan
like,
jail?
Yeah, I guess so. It's with Gwyneth Paltrow as warden.
God, that would rule. I would love to read the expose into the misdoings at Gwyneth Paltrow's jail. Listen, I thought I could do it. It turns out, it's a complicated task. And several people did die of malnutrition on our watch.
Yeah. I told them that.
One lady bashed another's head ins with one of the rocks that she was supposed to put up her vagina. It happens. Who could see this coming?
The whole eastern sector was burned down with pussy candles. And it was weird because I tried to share with the staff and with the inmates my very relatable story about how I had a piece of bread in a real moment of weakness during the pandemic. And it didn't land. That was an incredible story, dude. The fact that I think it might have been the Guardian.
It was hard for me. Yeah, I think it was the Guardian.
The Telegraph, whichever one is like actually respected. Guardian, I guess.
Did you see the other? This was a very obscure internet product, but someone like quote tweeted that with like, I had 15 family members die, so I'm glad that you had a tough time. And then someone else was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that. And then they were like, I was speaking hypothetically.
There's no need to even follow up, right? Like, just let it lay there, because that's how they phrased it with their tweet and the article about it was, what was your lowest moment?
Yeah. I hate a piece of bread. If that's her low, I hit a new low every day, dude.
Several times.
Whenever I bust out the peanut butter and jelly and just start spreading them on there.
Yeah. You still eat peanut butter and jelly on the reg, eh?
Yeah, for sure.
I haven't had one in more than like, there may have been one somewhere mixed in there in probably, again, 15 years. People got mad at me when I said I hadn't had a bowl of cereal in 15 years, but that shit is absolutely true.
I really like peanut butter and jelly, and I like cereal, so I will still eat it because I don't believe that I should make my life worse for a hypothetical, whatever. Like, heart's gonna do what it's gonna do. Whatever, fuck it.
That's science. Ladies and gentlemen.
But I think that it is, like, your bang to buck calorie wise is just terrible. Like, peanut butter is a very calorie dense food. The jellies giving you a ton without any kind of nutrition or anything that's going to like keep you full. Like, if you eat a peanut butter jelly sandwich, that's the way I make it, it's probably pushing like 1,000 calories, and it's not. You're gonna be hungry again in 2 hours. Really bad idea.
It just goes back to my view on breakfast too. Like, I just don't like eating sweet foods. But now I will absolutely put.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, I'm sure there's quite a few calories in my sandwich of choice, but there is a little more. But I will pack the shit out of that Swiss turkey mayo, because we've talked a lot about how far mayo has come. It's just Well, it's really one of the markers of progress in society, how many different types of mayo I have in my fridge right now. And then it feels like a different sandwich, There's not a lot, I don't know what's happening with my voice. There's not a lot you can do with peanut butter and jelly. Like you
See,
can
that's
maybe
what
go
I was
grape
just
and
going to say, like,
strawberry.
I agree with you on the mayo thing. I can identify because I have so many different varieties of peanut butter and jelly. Like, that's
Peanut
crazy to
butter's
say
fucking
there's
peanut
not.
butter, though.
The peanut butter remains fairly static. You can switch back and forth between. I like Jif and Skippy about as much, and then obviously the crunchy and creamy. I can do either depending on the mood. But the jelly, endless possibilities to. I mean, a lot of times I'm going apple butter. Sometimes it's not a peanut butter and jelly at all. I mean, I guess apple butter. It's not especially peanut butter jelly either. It's kind of a jelly-like substance, but obviously the second word is butter, so you just call that a peanut butter apple butter sandwich. But the fluffer nutter, the Jet Puff marshmallow cream, using that instead of the jelly, exceptional treat.
I don't have any idea what you just said.
You've never. It's in every grocery store you've ever been in. But there's probably a lot of things in the grocery store I don't fuck with. So
Same.
whatever. But no,
What'd you call it? Puffer nutter?
Fluffer nutter. That's what my mom would call the sandwiches when we were kids. If you made a peanut butter and marshmallow sandwich.
Was your mom really into porno?
No, I don't think it's that kind of fluffer.
Well, when you put but when you put fluffer,
I mean, this
and
is a
nutter
time
together,
whenever porn wasn't like as a big part of the vernacular. Like whenever you were getting it on VHSs, you didn't know the industry well enough to know what a fluffer was.
Yeah, you didn't have search terms. That's fair.
I wonder if my parents ever owned VHS. I'm pretty well, I can say with confidence that I was looking for anything that they might have been trying to hide from us and never found that. So I don't think they owned a VHS porn at any point.
Yeah. I mean, I'm certain my dad did at some point.
Yeah,
I'm certain
he probably
of
has
that,
one now.
but my mom, I really do think probably not. And I'm not just trying to be like Puritan over here. But anyways, Fluffer Nutter actually does produce a Google result here. Although it's just the way the R and the N run together. I was gonna say maybe it's Fluffer Mutter, but Fluffer Nutter.
Yeah,
created. What do you mean created by? How does this have an actual created by? Like it's.
I mean, the Earl of Sandwich gets responsibility for sandwiches.
Yeah, but that was just some decree bullshit where he's like, I had this idea first.
Yeah, dude. One of the real people came up with it, and then
he
just pulled that shit. That's
Anyways,
how the British are.
I really didn't know that people put marshmallow on peanut butter sandwiches.
Yeah, you should too, dude. It's great.
It kind of rules.
Yeah.
It kind of rules. So
really
I
good.
guess I'm done. I'm done with the rioter. But there's a latent feeling in this story, obviously, of white privilege. Like the dude was moved twice from his jail because he wanted to eat organic food, and that didn't jive with a religion that's not even really a religion. Like it's not even a thing that.
Yeah, I don't even feel like it's latent.
Yeah, it's just
I feel like it's prominent.
All right, well then here's how it's not latent. Because I read 2 articles about it today, and neither one of them mentioned. Boy, it seems like this wouldn't fly for a person of color.
Yeah,
which is probably more of a referendum on the way the actual media works.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not like this is Fox News I'm reading here, and I don't know. That makes it that's frustrating to me. But the last thing is that one of his attorney's other plays was trying to get his client released from jail in February because he's unwilling to get the COVID-19 vaccine, which they were making people do at the jail, which is just delicious.
I can't believe it. So I'm going to stay on the politics page because that's what the Thursday episodes are for, as we all know. God damn it, it's making me do a fucking ad. I'm just trying to make sure I get this guy's name right. And now I have to answer a short survey question. Do you like the surveys or the ads better?
I like an ad. Because I don't take those surveys seriously, and there's a chance with as brain hack as the industry is now, I might find out about a cool shirt. I think I've said this before, but I'm pretty much only going to buy clothes off of Instagram ads now. Instagram ads fucking rock. I don't know whatever bullshit Facebook has had to do about like watching me pee to figure out what things I really like. And it's frustrating. Let you do that for no ad.
The one thing that pisses me off is a lot of times I'll click on something, see that they don't have it in my size, and they'll take that as a maybe, and they'll only serve me that ad for the next, like 6-7 times. And I'm like, listen, it's a cool shirt. I agree, but you don't have my size. So let's just keep moving here.
Would you rather them not show you the ad? Would you rather have how it is now, where you get the ad and you're just tempted like Eve and have it continue that way? Or would you rather, instead of that ad show up, it just says, "Hey, fatty"?
Yeah, we'd have a shirt for you if you'd knocked off a couple peanut butter and jellies from that diet.
Right. Hey,
I think that'd be better. I would prefer that.
This is Tristan here from Built Shirts. Have another fluffer nutter.
Yeah,
but I have like 12 of the exact same shirt from the same company, and it was absolutely I basically only go on Instagram to look at ads now. Like I don't open it every day. I don't open it.
My
but
friends' photos.
Yeah, it might be every 5 or 6 days, and when I do, I'm there to see what this cool new type of coffee that has less caffeine in it. And so on, for sure.
Yeah. But
so you're done with the ad.
I was on Twitter.com, another social media site. And you may have also been on there and seen this story, but I doubt that you clicked through and watched the entire Facebook Live video, and I did, and that's what we're here for. So Liz Cheney, you're no doubt familiar with. She is the daughter of the other Cheney.
Dick.
Mm-hmm. Who shot someone. And she is not going, things aren't going well for her. She, made a plain spoken statement that alluded to any ethical values. So the party hates her for it. And I like that, honestly. Like, it's not like I'm one of the people over here of like, now they've gone too far by throwing out Liz Cheney. Like, Liz Cheney's ideas are just as harmful and corrosive to the American public as whoever, Elise Stefanik's. And so I don't see any argument that things are getting like worse for me. And the fact that all those fucking idiots are eating each other is great news, like, keep doing it.
But the reason it's great news is not to me because it's going to ultimately weaken the spread of the Republican Party and its popularity. It's great news to me because I enjoy very much the neo-lib centrist media machine having to backbend to be like, not fucking Liz Cheney, guys. I mean, come on. If there's no home for Liz Cheney, Bill Kristol's up next to tell us why this is a bridge too far. Like, again, they don't even really stop and say, she's got a bunch of other ideas that we'd like to explain here and how they're really not that different. But I do really enjoy the center left dominated media like white knighting for a shitty person with shitty ideas.
Someone whose political career started by denying her that her sister could get married. That was her first entry into media. They were like, what do you think about this? You have a gay sister, and she's like, yeah, I love my sister, but that bitch shouldn't be allowed anywhere near a fucking marriage altar. Like, keep that shit out.
Liz, a follow-up, even your 85-year-old war criminal hawk father has said he softened his stance on this issue. Would you like? No, I wouldn't.
It makes him a pussy. Fuck off.
It's like, all right, yep, let's all go to war for Liz.
Yeah, no. What happened to the Republican Party of my youth? It was taking assistance away from needy families and lying to go to war. That's what we need to return to, and that's what Liz Cheney will allow. Fuck her, dude. But anyways, because of this whole deal, she is now definitely clearly in the target. This week, Ben Garrison came out with another one of his brilliant, biting political cartoons where Trump was on a rhino hunt, and she was one of the rhinos. So
I get it. Yeah, I like it.
And in case you didn't get it, he wrote her name on the rhino.
Yeah, that rules.
And some members of the Wyoming political class are seeing this as blood in the water. 2022 is the next election, but she's already pulled a challenger, a state senator named Anthony Bouchard. Have you seen anything about Anthony Bouchard, the challenger to Liz Cheney, Jake?
Is he the one who like drove home hammered?
No, that's her dad.
No. You know what I'm talking about. There was I feel like a somewhat rural state Republican state senator. Remember, he was on. We played the audio of him being questioned by the police. He was on his cell phone, and they had the data.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought that was
Dick Cheney did get arrested for drunk driving. I think a couple times.
I believe at least one. But hey, it was a different time.
Yeah. No. That is not what we were referring to. The media. They'll stop at nothing. And the establishment, the same way. And State Senator Anthony Bouchard is going to tell you about the things that they're out here doing to try and discredit his campaign. This is a Facebook Live video he posted, and I may have included little extra bits to add color.
Okay.
Doing a sound test. Give me a thumbs up if you got sound.
That's what we do.
Hear me? Wait a little bit. Wait for people to come on. Really important message about.
He's to stage this. He's doing a Facebook Live standing in a field. Like there's kind of a road behind him.
Without seeing this, I could have told you that. And I am a big fan of I watch a lot of Ted Nugent's Facebook Lives.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
And so I'm very familiar with the guy who doesn't have just like massive reach. Like it's not the fucking versus battle between, Jeezy and Gucci Mane, right? So there is always that fun moment at the start of, all right, we're just gonna wait till a couple more people get in here. Then you get to learn what they think the number where they can really go in is. Is it 20? Is it 50? Is it 100?
All right, I see we got 6 of you on here. Let's just start rolling.
It's great info.
How dirty politics is.
That's what we're here to talk about.
So I want people to log in, give them some time, and make sure that you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. So we're going to start. This is really a message about how dirty politics is. And they'll stop at nothing, man. When you get in the lead and when you're somebody that can't be controlled,
top
somebody
dog,
that works
baby.
for the people, they'll come after you. That's why good people don't run for office. So they're willing to go back almost 40 years to something that happened in my youth.
Anthony,
and bottom line is, you know what?
He's going to tell you.
Okay.
It's amazing that they look at things so negatively. So,
unbelievable.
Bottom line, it's a story when I was young, 2 teenagers, girl gets pregnant. You've heard those stories before. She was a little younger than me, so it's like the Romeo and Juliet story.
It was like the Romeo and Juliet story. When he was 18 and out of high school, he knocked up a 14-year-old.
And this was 1980?
Something like that, yeah. I mean, he looks old as fuck. He's probably in his 50s, and he was 18. So
he said 40 years ago, though. So that, I mean, I'm not saying it's okay if it was 1920, but I would have to think by 1980 we were a little bit leery of
there were laws against
graduate.
It, for example.
A lot of pressure to abort a baby.
Do you see how we've already?
Oh yeah,
a lot of people see this as a case of a skeezy fucking dude hanging around the middle schools. I kind of see it as a pro-life story.
I'm going to tell you,
masterful.
I wasn't going to do it.
I wasn't going to do it.
Not me.
And there was pressure to have her banished from their family, and just pressure to go hide somewhere.
A lot of pressure.
And the only thing I could see is the right thing to do is to get married, and take care of them.
Absolutely. The right thing to do in this
Was
case
to marry a ninth grader?
was to marry a fucking 14-year-old. And yeah, the way he's spinning this into like, yeah, I'm a noble guy. I do the right thing. If you start after fucking picking up the 14-year-old, then I guess so. I'm glad you didn't run out on her. I agree with that. It's like, I mean, after Germany lost World War II, they didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
They just picked themselves up and rebuilt as a country. I don't know what your problem is, honestly.
This is an all-timer right here.
Her mom signed the papers. We went down and got married in front of a judge. Pretty scary, actually, when I was that young.
I'll bet.
But,
yeah. She's 15.
Couldn't tell you I'd do it again. I'm not saying I'd make the same choices.
I tell you, folks, you need to vote for me because I would marry a 14-year-old again. I would do it right now.
That's incredible.
He's got so much
we
more.
all make choices, and we either deal with them and live with them and work them out, or we make even worse choices trying to back up.
I'm going to have that put on a shirt. We all make choices, and we either deal with them and live them out, or we make more choices.
Real
We all have
philosopher
things
stuff.
that we've done in the past. We all move on. We all deal with it. So this is one of those stories where, some people know this. I lived on my own when I was 15 years old.
Yeah, this stuff's pretty grim. It sounds like he was having a hard time. I don't know. I've had hard times in my life, and it's never inspired me to pick up on 14-year-olds. But it's tough. But he keeps going here.
But immediately to the sympathy play.
What's that?
But immediately to the sympathy play of his upbringing.
Yeah. I appreciated it. Like, it did help me to understand a little bit. I mean, like, if everything's going crazy and, like, he's saying, like, that he, his family seems crazy. He had to live on his own and had to, work a job while going to trade school and stuff. And, I mean, I guess good on you. But if during your free time you're fucking cruising the mall to see... what underage girls are hanging out, then the overall picture is not appealing. What you choose to do at that time, it does matter. But here he's gonna try and hammer home the what you need to take away from this is that I hate abortion point, but he kind of gets derailed a little bit.
But I'm proud to have made pro-life decisions so young when faced with the pressures. My son got to experience things and live life. Sadly, he's made some wrong choices in his life. He's almost become my estranged son.
Oh, dear.
Some of the things that he's got going on in his life, I certainly don't approve of them, but I'm not going to abandon him. I still love him.
So that's the important thing to take away.
Why did you need to bring that up at all?
I'm glad that I have my son who is a shitbag and needs to kick the fucking heroin. However, I think we can all agree it was a great decision for me to have him here. And
Tony.
I'm sure that the heroin use has nothing to do with the fact that his mother was fucking 14.
That's what I was going to say. Tony, can I help you connect a few dots here?
Yeah.
That's really dark, but...
I feel like I would not be painting a full picture if I didn't include this next bit. It's a considerable amount of the story, but you're not going to be happy with me. It's a bummer.
This thing ended in a kind of a bitter divorce. All the odds were against us.
I love the relentless ability to frame this in the softest way possible.
Yep.
Yeah, so I married a 14-year-old and divorced her before she was 18. But
odds.
People wanted us to fail. And then we did in one of the worst ways possible. But I just pick myself up.
We later became friends. She had problems in another relationship. Her dad had committed suicide. He was a police officer. Stuck a gun to his chest. He died. For whatever reason, she decided to do the same. She's actually buried next to him. And it's just a damn shame that we got to drag it all out.
So obviously that's incredibly fucking tragic, and I have no ability to listen to this story without my heart going out to many of the people involved. But I would just really, I'm starting to write a book based on my campaign experiences. No one hold me to that. This is a joke for the purpose of, doing this podcast. And I've got a chapter in there that says, if you're trying to make an appeal to voters, try to avoid mentioning the suicide of the 14-year-old that you impregnated whenever you were 18. She died tragically, so please vote for me. It just doesn't work great for a lot of folks. How much we got on the computer, you think?
Not much. Okay. We started pretty late. I saved the file though.
Right.
So we can either start back up here in like 10 minutes, or we can leave people on the most depressing note of all time.
Well, I've just got one more clip, and it's 16 seconds. Do you think we have 2 minutes of time?
Probably not.
Oh, well, then let's charge it, and we'll be back in a second.
Okay.
All right, folks, we're back. Took a brief recharge break, and where we were, you'll know since you just heard it. So the young woman took her life.
After her father did the same.
Yeah, I don't think that was like back to back. I think it was like at some point.
It works for his story better.
Yeah. But anyway,
definitely had nothing to do with me.
I think at some point in there he tried to like pass it off on to like, well, she had another boyfriend and he was crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, he was the kind of guy that would date younger women who were children.
Y'all should call that guy.
Yeah. And I just love the whole, like, we were teenagers. She was a little bit younger. Kind of like Romeo and Juliet. Like, it makes me, I know I've already done the Nazi thing once, but, like, it makes me hearken to, like, how Hitler would be able to soft pedal thing. Like, it makes me think that you can do anything you do. Because I would phrase it as, like, well, I fucking impregnated a child when I was an adult. Like, that's pretty fucked up. But he's like, kind of a Romeo and Juliet thing. So it just makes me wonder about the other possibility. I wanted the best for the German people. I wanted to kind of, raise our prominence within the world stage, and it got out of hand. But I mean, who doesn't feel proud of their country?
Yikes.
But yeah,
so play this.
What's up?
You got to play this.
The
quickly.
Final piece of audio?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, can't we let people rest in peace? Quite frankly, is this the worst you've got on me? This is what you're going to do? This is what the establishment swamp does? Is drag this out?
You're going to need more to get old Tony.
Well, Tony, it's pretty bad.
Listen. All I did was get a 14-year-old pregnant who within 6 years took her own life, and the result of our union I am now nearly disowning because how terribly we have raised him. I don't see how this is that bad for me.
Keep them coming, swampies.
Yeah.
Well, I got to be honest. I hope there's more. It almost sounds like he's asking for it in a Gatesgate style. So, hey, you better be careful.
Yeah, so
good stuff.
That's Anthony Bouchard, who no doubt will be the next president of the United States, the way that this shit goes.
Yeah, but then the opponent can invite the son or the boyfriend to a debate or something. That's like our new tradition.
If it were Trump, he would have the son front row, just smoking a cigarette.
All right, I'll talk to you in a couple days.
Yep.
All right, later.
That's it for tonight. The high school special is next, so until tomorrow, for everyone who's been a part of this one, I'm
TC and Jake.
We do thank you for watching. Good night.